What's going on, Mount Solar Battles? It's your boy B-Bell, aka TheRotomFactor, here bringing you a 3rd gen Wi-Fi battle against a good buddy of mine, Destiny Bond. Real close match, real fun match actually, so I hope you guys do enjoy it as much as I enjoy battling. And just gonna get into it since there's no team preview in 3rd gen, we're just gonna get right into the battle. Anyway, I'm gonna lead off with my Breloom, my opponent's gonna lead off with this Aerodactyl. Now, I'm fearing a hidden power flying at this point. So I'm actually going to switch out, go into my Metagross to take the hidden power flying, the predicted hidden power flying. Now, I don't necessarily know what a Aerodactyl set this is, so I'm actually going to switch out and go into my Gengar to maybe either predict a switch or predict an Earthquake. Either way, Gengar was my best option for it being really fast, really heavy hitting. So, as predicted, my opponent is going to switch out, go into a Zapdos. Now here, I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, just to get off as much damage as possible. You know, Gengar is fairly fast, fairly strong, and even though it is fairly frail, I figured I'm at full health, and Zapdos usually tend to be bulky in 3rd gen. Well, they usually tend to be bulky in any gen. However, I knew there wouldn't be too much special attack investment in the Zapdos. I am going to go for the Ice Punch just to kind of break its sub. Like I predicted, I'm actually going to live this Thunderbolt fairly nicely. And I'm going to be able to either retaliate back with an Ice Punch or predict his switch with the Thunderbolt. I choose to go for the Thunderbolt because I knew it would kill from that range, the Zapdos. Plus, he might want to switch into a bulky water or something that would, or steel type that would want to resist the Ice Punch. So I do go for the Thunderbolt. He does switch into his Metagross as predicted, and Metagross is it does a decent chunk to Metagross. Now, I do pack the Fire Punch. However, I don't want to go for that just yet because I do want to keep Gengar alive for the rest of this team. So I'm just gonna switch into my Moltres and take the Meteor Mash. Not as well as I'm hoping, but it's a Moltres, you know, what can you do? Moltres kind of doesn't take hits that well, especially from a Metagross, even though it is a resisted hit. Now, predicting his switch once again into some form of a bulky water, whether it be Swampert or a Milotic. I'm actually going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, trying to get some kind of residual. Now, since Milotic's ability is Marble Scale, its defenses actually boost, which may turn out to be a problem down the road. I'm getting residual damage, however, it will be a little bit harder to take down one-on-one. So I'm actually going to switch out, go into my Breloom here, predicting some form of a water move or maybe some kind of a status in Toxic. Jordan's actually going to go for the Toxic like I had said he would. But since this is 3rd gen, once again, I have Effect Spore since that's the only ability that Breloom can actually carry. If I did have a Poison Heal, that would be great, but unfortunately I don't. Now here, I'm going to go for the Focus Punch, thinking that maybe he would want to switch once again. At this point, I'm over predicting a lot, and I understand that. And it actually does come back to bite me because predicting his switch, he goes for the Ice Beam, and I'm actually not able to get off any form of attack on this Milotic. And a little bit more damage would have helped me in the long run. However, hopefully, it's just something that I gotta keep in the back of my mind. Now, I live with 2 HP from the poison, and I will be able to fire off a hidden power flying. Once again, being a physical type attack, and Breloom having some pretty nice attack. I figured this would do any kind of damage to anything that wants to either stay in or come in. Now, Jordan wants to switch out, goes into his Celebi. I do get a crit there that's really unfortunate. Don't know how much that mattered down the road, since I do have both Moltres as well as my Gengar, which would both outspeed. I don't think Moltres would outspeed, but I still think it would have been able to hold its own against a Celebi. Now I'm going to go into my Gengar, and I'm just going to go for the Ice Punch on the option that he does want to stay in. Now he does actually choose to switch out, save his Celebi as Death Fodder, and goes into his Milotic, which will eat up this Ice Punch really nicely. I do go for the Giga Drain here now. I do have two options in both Giga Drain and Thunderbolt, however, I knew Thunderbolt wouldn't kill from that range, so I figured I would go for the Giga Drain, get a little bit of health back, and hopefully live a Surf, which is actually what happens. I go for the Giga Drain, does really solid amount. I should have gone, well, anyway, I was kind of gauging to see how much the Giga Drain would do there. Like I said, I will live the Surf, and with lefties, I do get a little bit of health back. Now here, I was afraid of damage rolls, so I actually choose to go for the Thunderbolt. I should have gone for the Giga Drain there, hopefully getting a little bit more health back. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. Now that I've gone through it, I've seen it, you know, I will hold that in my back pocket for another time. Milotic's gone now, so that's no problem. And Jordan's actually going to go out into his Heracross. Now, I kind of underestimated, I guess, or either overestimated Gengar or underestimated Heracross. I go for the Fire Punch, and it does roughly 60-65% to the Heracross, and he's just going to kill me off with a Rock Slide. Now, at this point, I'm kind of looking at my team, and Gengar was essentially my best option, you know, one of my fastest Pokemon, and had the best coverage. But I'm just going to go into my Metagross now, thinking that I could take any hit that the Heracross might want to go for. I do go for the Meteor Mash as he switches out into his Celebi. I do believe I don't get the attack boost, but now he gets the switch initiative. He's able to send out whatever he wants, and he's going to go out into his Aerodactyl. Now, once again, fearing the Earthquake, I'm actually going to stay in just to kind of see what will happen. I'm really, once again, not too worried since I'm at full health and a defensive, a bulkier build of a Metagross. Now I'm going to take that Earthquake, and I'm going to be able to fire off a Meteor Mash, and that will be of course, able to knock out this Aerodactyl. Now, Jordan's going to go out into his Zapdos here at this point. He sees how little health I am at. Now, I choose to stay in once again. I don't really have anything to switch in at this point. I have Metagross, I've got Moltres, and I've got a Starmie, and I've got a Milotic. So, the best option was really just to kind of stay in. If Thunderbolt kills me, oh well. If it doesn't, I went for the Explosion just to kind of kill off the Zapdos. Now, I'm just going to send out my Starmie just to kind of... I'm looking at this point to see what my best options to go for is. Now, I'm going to go into my Starmie, knowing that I could potentially KO from that range with the Surf, but Jordan does switch out and he goes into his, kind of just waiting for it, there we go, Metagross. I was just really early with that, sorry about that. But yeah, Surf's not going to do too much. It does a decent, it takes him down to about 50%, but it's not going to do too much at that point. Now, I'm going to switch out, go into my Milotic here, and George is going to choose to go for the Explosion. Explosion, once again, cuts the defenses in half, and that's going to be a clean OHKO of my Milotic. Unfortunately, Milotic didn't do too much, but it is what it is, you know. Now, I'm going to go into my Moltres here, thinking he will go into his Heracross. Now, at this point, I'm thinking it's good game for me. I won this in the bag because Moltres, I thought, would outspeed his Heracross, but as you can see, it doesn't. I'm modest, he's jolly, so he's able to OHKO me there with a with the Rock Slide. Now, I'm going to go into my last Pokemon, which is my Starmie at this point. Now, I go for the Surf here. It's not going to be enough to kill. However, Jordan's actually going to miss this incoming Rock Slide, which is really unfortunate. I don't know how much that would have mattered in the long run. I don't know how much Mega Horn, sorry. But probably would have OHKO'd me at that point, and this match wouldn't have been as close as it was, I suppose. Once again, Heracross is down now. Zapdos is going to come out. His last Pokemon, my last Pokemon. I don't carry the Ice Beam though, and depending on damage rolls, this Surf could either knock it out or leaves it with a little bit of amount of HP, and as you can see, leaves it with a little bit amount of HP. So, unfortunately, you know, I didn't have Ice Beam, and if I did, it would have maybe have helped me a little bit down the road. However, it was still a great game. I think I remember Jordan telling me that I ended up living with about 13 HP, something along those lines. Just a really, really slim amount of HP. But anyway, that was a great game. Hope you guys did enjoy. Comment, like, subscribe as always. If you did enjoy this, check out my channel. You know, I do a couple of these every now and then. I do Showdown Lives, PO Lives, whatever. And yeah. So once again, hope you guys did enjoy. Comment, like, subscribe as always, guys. Peace.